Okay, so what we've done so far is basically completed the first stage of the rigging process. And this was really the most important part of the process is because this is how your character is going to deform. Now, the next stage would be is to create the non-deformed bones, basically the mechanical bones to drive these deformed bones to give us much more realistic human figure movements. Basically, it's a more automated rigging system. Now, before we do this, what we want to do is take a look at how our character is doing by looking at it with good animations. So the way we're going to do this is by using Unity's free gaming engine that allows us to read this blend file and use the motion capture data. So I'm going to show you how to go about doing this. Now the first thing that you want to do is actually save this file as a separate file to your desktop. Now you don't have to do this. I'm just doing it to show you to keep everything simple. So I'm going to do File, do Save As, and here I'm just going to go to my desktop. I'm going to keep the same name, just click on Save. Now when Unity reads the blend file, it takes a bit of time to do this. So here what I'd like to do is remove stuff that we don't actually need. So here I'm just going to make sure that everything is enabled over here. And here on the layers, press the shift key down and go ahead and enable this layer. So if we zoom out, we can see the camera, the lamp, and these two guys over here. Let's go ahead and actually delete this stuff. Click on the camera, X and delete. Click on the lamp, X and delete. Click on the light, X and delete. And click on the light back, X and delete. Remember, this is a separate file we have saved on the desktop. So the only thing we have here is the armature and the figure. Now, go ahead and click on this figure. Remember, all of these over here needs to be 0, 0, and this needs to be 1. So when you are in object mode and when you are importing this stuff into video game engines, you want to make sure that you go on object and apply, and here we would do location, rotation, and scale. Okay, so you can see that I don't have to do this is because everything is showing 0. So here I can do location, I can just do Control A to bring it up, rotation, and a scale. This will make sure that your figure is basically set up as if you have given rebirth to it, right? So when video gaming engines look at your figure, they're going to look at this information over here and import your figure just like how it is in Blender. Now it's a good idea to click on the armature and also check to make sure that everything is set up correctly. So here everything is set up. Okay, here I'm just going to go ahead and click on the figure, and now remember over here on the header says desktop, that's where I'm saving it. So I'm just going to do save. Now what we need to do is download Unity's gaming engine. So what you want to do is go to unity3d.com. Now depending on when you come to this video series is going to be a different page. Just click on Get Unity. Now you want to get the personal free license. You of course have to register with Unity to even use Unity. So here I'm just going to click on Try Personal. You're going to click on this box. Again, it could be different, and just download the installer. Now the install is actually pretty big. I believe it's close to 2 gigabytes after you run the installer. So it's going to take a bit of time to install this. So while it's going through that process, what you want to do is over here, make sure that you create a Unity ID. It's a free Unity ID. So once you've downloaded the installer and run the installer, what's going to happen is that on your desktop, you'll get the Unity shortcut. Again, it could be on your desktop or it could be on your start menu. So what you want to do is actually go ahead and click this. So here, Unity is going to start up. It's going to take a bit of time to start up. And what it's going to do is first show you a login screen. So you actually have to log in with your free user ID that you created. Once you've logged in, then it's going to show you this screen over here, projects. So what we're going to do is click on New. Make sure that this is set up on 3D. So here, of course, we want to put this on the desktop. So here I've actually created a folder to keep everything simple. I'm just calling it Blender Unity Test. So I'm going to click over here and make sure that I point to this folder and click on Select Folder. Over here you can call it whatever you want the project. I'm just going to call it Blender Test and click on Create Project. Now here it's going to take a bit of work because it has to set up your project. So here I'm going to actually open up this folder to show you what's actually going on. So you can see that here in the background, Unity is basically getting your project ready. What's important to understand about Unity is that it's going to create these folders, okay? And what you care about is this assets folder. This is where all the stuff is going to be. I'm going to do back, okay? That's it. I'm going to minimize this. So when Unity opens up, it's going to pretty much look like this. So you want to go under layout and just do tall, okay? Now here, the reason I have the screen showing up like this, not in full screen, because what we want to do is take this file and drop it inside here. Now when we do that, it's going to take Unity a bit of time to figure this out. So here we're just going to click this and drag it and drop it. Now it's going to seem like that Unity has crashed or something. It's not. It kind of freezes because it takes time for it to read the blend file. It's actually working behind the scenes. And you can see that when I hover my mouse over the menus, nothing is being highlighted over here because it's still thinking. Now I'm not sure what the reasoning behind this is, why it takes so long for it to figure this out. Now over here, it's just going to start to read the blend file. And here it is. Now over here you can see that you have this little icon over here. I'm going to push this up. If I do this, if you do it like this, you can actually see this. So what you want to do is first click this. You'll see that over here it says rig, and over here it's going to say generic. Now when you're creating animations in Blender, you're going to use generic. But if you just want to use Unity's motion capture data, you have to do humanoid. So I'm going to switch this to humanoid. Now again, we have to click on apply. Now again, it's just going to think again and try to figure out all the bones that you've created and try to map them to their humanoid system. Now, we have to actually wait for this to go through its process. Okay, so it's almost done. Okay, so once this is done, what I want you to do is go ahead and just move this over here and go ahead and move this over here, okay? So you can still see this. Now we have to click on configure. The reason we have to do this is because Unity tries to map the bones to their humanoid system and it kind of messes up sometimes. Now over here, you can see that over here the figure is selected, so we're going to press the F key inside this window, okay? Or you can actually double click this. Now if I press the F key, it's supposed to zoom in, right? So we can do the middle mouse button to zoom in over here to focus in on what's going on. And you can do the right mouse button to rotate around this. Okay, so now what I want you to notice is that what Unity is doing. Remember, the motion capture data system is a bit different. Now, if you want to go to isometric, you can actually click on the center and go to isometric to make it a little easier. Notice that what it does, it doesn't want to use all the bones on our rig. This is just the way motion capture data works. So when we actually look at how motion capture animations are going to look on our figure, they're just going to look a bit odd. And that's okay. We just want to see how the figure is doing. So we have to fix this. So over here, what I want you to do is go ahead and actually click on body. You can see that everything that's showing up as green is basically how it mapped it. So here, hips, dev hips, this is correct. The spine, dev spine is correct. Chest and upper chest. So here, dev chest upper, chest dot lower, this is all correct. I'm going to scroll down. This is the shoulder. You can see that it highlights it over here. This is correct. Okay. Upper arm, this is correct. And over here, dev forearm dot upper, this is correct. Notice that it's skipping a bone, the one that we have put, because it doesn't want to use that bone. It's also going to skip this bone. Okay. And over here, the hand, this is correct. Now let's take a look at the other side. This is also correct. The shoulder, the upper arm, forearm, and hand.r. Okay, and you can see this, what's going on in the 3D view, as long as they're highlighted. See how it doesn't use the palm bones over here, and it's not going to. And that's it. Now we need to take a look at the legs. This is where it's kind of going to mess up. Okay, so we're going to just scroll down over here a bit with our middle mouse button. Let's take a look. Upper thigh, it got this correct, but it didn't get this one correct. Okay, this actually should be this bone over here. It has to skip this bone. So let's see how to correct this. We're going to click over here, and over here you can see that lower leg, so we have to click on this icon over here. So what we need this to be is a dev dot the shin bone, basically. So we're going to hunt this down. Let's see where this is. Here it is. This is dev dot shin dot upper. This is the one we want. Okay, so here we're just going to click this. Actually, I think you can just double click it, and this is correct. This is the shin dot lower. This is wrong because this should be the foot. So we have to click this, go find the foot bone, which should be right here, dev.foot.l. Just double click it. You might have to do this a couple of times. Sometimes it doesn't take it. So this is highlighted over here, and this is the toe. So this is correct. So we just need to fix this leg over here. So same thing. This is the upper. This one is not correct, so I'm going to go ahead and click this, and this needs to be the shin upper.r. I'm going to just double click this. This is the lower. This needs to be the foot. Go ahead and click this over here. Let's go find the foot. Here it is, dev.foot.r, and this should be toe. Okay, see how this is mapping? This is how it needs to be. Let's click on the head. You can see that it likes to work with the neck bone, the head bone, eye left, eye R, and jaw. So it's not going to care about the tongue bones. Okay, so this is all correct. This is how it needs to be. If we look at the left hand, all of these actually should be correct, right? You can see that how these are over here. I'm just going to scroll up slowly so you can see how these are over here. It'll be the same thing on the right. And that's it. Now we're going to click on apply. Now typically you only have to do this one time, but sometimes if you import or save the file again, you might have to do it again. So next time when you save the file that you have over here, you can simply drag it again or save it inside the assets folder. See, the file is over here. Just save it on top. So here you can see now we've applied it and it's thinking what to do. And here now we're going to click on done. So it's ready to go. So what we need now is the motion capture data. So to do this, what we have to do is actually go to the asset store. Here we're just going to go under Windows and bring up asset store. Now, of course, you have to make sure that you log in over here. Okay, go ahead and log in. Now over here, you're going to type in raw space mo cap and enter. It's going to be this guy over here. Click it. Now for you, it's going to say download. First you have to download it. I've already downloaded mine, so I'm just going to click on import. Now over here is going to go through the process of importing the downloaded data. Once you've downloaded it, you can use it in multiple projects. So what's going to happen is going to basically show you all the stuff that is going to import. So these are all the animations. Now, these are a lot of animations over here, okay? So you can basically click on import over here. Now it's going to go through the process. Now this is going to take a bit of time. It has to import all the FBX files, basically. These are the animations. Okay, so now it's done importing. So here I'm just going to actually move this right over here. So over here under the assets, if you open this up, click on animations, you'll get these folders over here. Okay, so just click on, let's say, this folder over here and click on walking and click this and go ahead and click over here. So you'll see that this is their default character. You can do the right mouse button to rotate around. This is the speed of the animation over here. Just click on play. So you'll see that he's walking. So what we want to do is now use our character. So all we have to do is actually click on assets over here and drag our character on top of over here. So now you'll see that this is our character. So here you can see that what we want to do is actually slow this down. Now I'm going to actually expand this all the way over here. And go ahead and go to walking and click on walk forward. And here you can actually make this a lot bigger and just zoom in. Okay, and now click on play. Now remember, what you want to do is slow this down. Now you'll see that why we did the thumb like that is because of how it imports into Unity. Okay, so you can play around with this all day. So you can click over here, now click this, and test out different animations. So here we can do interactive, and let's say we can do a backward flip over here. Again, remember, it's going to look just a little odd, and that's fine. You can do the middle mouse button to pan this and rotate around and just check out how everything's working. And slow it down really slow so you can just analyze your character. So that's basically how this works. I'm going to go ahead and now reload the file. So I'll see you in the next lesson. Thank you.